Well, David and I recorded this great new album of mine, which I haven't played anything from yet, in a very, just outside a very sad but kind of beautiful Welsh town called Bethesda, and in northwest Wales, and this great studio called Bryn Derwin, and I was there for 3 weeks every day making the bloody record, and you go a bit insane after a while, and you've got to get off the compound as a residential studio. So I used to walk through the silver birch glade down to the town of Bethesda and drink in a pub there called the Douglas Arms. It's a very mournful experience, very poor town. And so then I'd walk along to the Bethesda chip shop, and I was a bit intimidated about going in because there's these two stern women standing behind the fryers like this. So I never quite could go in, and but on this occasion I passed it and I saw three guys standing around. So I was encouraged to go in because I wasn't the only person, so I went in the Bethesda chip shop, and it was one of those strange sepulchral silences you get in chip shops when one presumes you're waiting for chips. There's three guys just kind of staring at the ceiling like. And there's the two women like that staring straight ahead. So I stood behind the guys and I sort of went. They all looked at me like. So we stood there for about 10 minutes, and then finally these three big bits of fried chicken came out, and these guys got their fried chicken and all left the shop. So it was my turn. And I said, fish and chips, please. And the woman said, we haven't got any food. So I said, what? Nothing at all? So reluctantly she said, well, we've got that fish cake. I'm not going to try and do a Welsh accent because it always comes out wrong. So I said, oh, right, well, I'll take the fish cake then. I mean, I didn't really want anything to eat. I was just in there out of cultural prurience, you know. So I got the fish cake, and while I'd been standing there, another guy had come in, and I'd had a look at him. I just instinctively knew he was from Birmingham. He had that kind of brummy look. So he'd been standing. I thought, this is going to be really serious when he finds out there's no food. So being Scottish, I'm putting loads of salt and vinegar on my fish cake, and I'm kind of watching. So this guy steps up and he says, fish and chips, please. And the woman says, we've got no food. I says, what do you mean you've got no food? She said, we haven't got any food. She says, what, nothing? So she went, no. So I said, well, could you make me some fish and chips? I'm doing my best. So the woman said, we have no food at all, as if the guy's been really thick. So I says, what, you've got no food? You've seen me standing there for 10 minutes and you knew you had no food? And then the two women kind of stood back like he was a head case or something. I was thinking, what's happened here is, just in case I didn't want the fish cake, they just waited, and they were going to sell him the fish cake. So I said, you see, mate, what happens is they get it flown in fresh from Marseille every day, and well, once it's gone, you know, they don't use any of the local muck. So he says, it's not fucking funny, you've got a fish cake. So I said, I'm willing to share it. He said, fuck you and fuck your fish cake and fuck you too. And left the shop. It was great, cheered me up for days. I'm interested in regional styles of complaint. If you go up to Yorkshire, people always say things like, "Aye, there was no advertising for this gig at all, you know. I'd never have known it was on if I hadn't, you know, looked in the paper or turned the radio on. Oh, you ought to talk to your record company, you know, you're losing business." Fine, thanks. In the Midlands, they say, why don't you get on Jules Holland's programme? You know, they have all sorts of crap on there. You ought to be able to get on that. Why don't you make a single with Shania Twain? You know, some of your stuff's just like her. Why don't you? But I haven't discovered a southern regional style yet. I'm sure there must be one. Got a great one in Edinburgh. They're come up, and you can see them. You know they want to talk to you, and they've wanted to talk to you all night, and then they'll come up and go, "You see, there's a new kebab shop opened in William Street." Really? Yeah, it's quite good. Yeah, we go there a lot. Yeah, it's good, yeah. We'll be going up there later. So, oh, right, I might see you up there. What, you think you might have a kebab? Well, you never know. Well, maybe we'll see you up there. I was playing a tour of America in December, and I had a new American record company, so they took me out for the dreaded record company dinner. And so this guy, Peter, says, "We're going to take you to a little restaurant called Acme in Manhattan. You'll like it." So I said, "Fine, okay." So he picks me up and we go to Acme, and it's just another restaurant, but they liked it. So we're just going to a table, and Peter, my record company boss, says, "Oh, look, see that woman sitting over there? That's Marge. She's the plugger for your new album. We should go and say hello to her. Is that okay with you?" So I said, "Oh, of course, it's fine, yeah." You know what a plugger is? The people that get your record played on the radio in exchange for cocaine and sex. Sort of people I want to meet, frankly, you know. So we go over, and Marge is sitting with some friends, and just as Peter's about to introduce us, she turns around and sees him and goes, "Peter, I didn't know you were coming here tonight. How nice to see you. This is marvelous." And she says, "I know what you're going to say. You're going to ask why I haven't called you about the Jackie Leven album. I've been listening to it day and night. It's a beautiful record. I love it. And I've been thinking, how is the best way to get this played on the radio? And I've come up with a plan. Let me call you tomorrow and I'll tell you my plan." So Peter's about to say, "Yeah, great." She says, "Oh, and by the way, you're so right. She has a beautiful voice." So there's a kind of primitive form of telepathy passing between me and Peter at this point. It was like, it seemed to consist of, "Oh, fuck," like this. So then Marge says, "And who's your friend?" So Peter says, "Marge, let me introduce you to Jackie Leven." So Marge goes, "Mm-hmm. Another Jackie Leven?" This is what I like about Americans. They never give up, do they? There was 1,000,000 to 1 chance that Peter knew 2 Jackie Levens, a boy one and a girl one. And Marge took that chance. So Peter says, "I don't know, let's ask him. Jackie, are you another Jackie Leven?" So I said, "Well, I'm sure there must be another one, but I'm the only one I know of currently." So Marge goes, "Bye." That was that. With another record company now. Same plugger, but another. Well, on this wonderful new record of mine, it's a great honor to have an American singer called David Thomas come and sing a couple of songs. In fact, David's here tonight because he lives around here. But I'm going to give him a night off and not bully him into coming singing, perhaps. He's a very interesting guy, David. We had, last Edinburgh Festival, we had lunch together with a Scottish classical composer, a young guy called James Macmillan, who caused a big stir in Scotland last year by saying that he thought that Scotland was as sectarian a country as Ireland. This really pissed off the Scots. There's a lot of truth in it as well, and he got a lot of hate mail, Macmillan did, not David. And so we're talking about all of this over lunch, and David was fascinated by it. So he says to me, "So where do you stand in this, Jackie? Are you a Protestant or a Catholic?" So I said, "No, I'm not either, David. I'm a Romani, so I frankly don't mind whether people are Protestant or Catholic, you know, as long as they've got stuff I can steal. Or a garden I can shit in, you know."